Hello everybody, welcome to Popped In, your home for all things pop culture, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new animated Star Wars series, Star Wars Visions, exclusive to Disney+. Now, Star Wars Visions, it's like an anthology of anime short films that each one is done by a different company. I think there's two companies that have made two shorts in the series, but the first episode, which is what we're going to be talking about today, is called The Duel by, I believe you pronounce it, Kamikaze Duga. I don't know. I looked online to try and find a correct pronunciation. Nothing I could find really helped. Anyways, we're going to be talking about the first episode of this series today. I'm going to try and do a review for each episode, and then do a whole overcap and look at the series as a whole instead of individual episodes once I do reviews for each episode in and of itself. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 1, The Duel. First things first, this episode gave me a lot of Mandalorian vibes because the character himself, he's just called Ronin, goes by his title alone, similar to Din Djarin going by the Mandalorian throughout his series. And the Ronin, he's basically a Sith. He was a former Sith who kind of stepped away from the Order of the Sith, and he's now just a wanderer with his astromech droid. And he is in this town where there's a Celestian, which is pretty cool to see a lot of alien species so far throughout the first couple episodes. So anyways, he's with his Celestian and his droid, which is called B5. They are in this town that has just been attacked by a group of bandits who, interestingly enough, are in First Order Stormtrooper armor. And the Celestian, he tells us that the bandits are the remnants from the war, which makes it sound like this is post-Episode 9. But it's also interesting because there's a novel for this episode coming out called Ronin, and it kind of says that this story is set in a alternate universe kind of world of Star Wars where the Jedi were a part of different clans and were at war with each other, but then a group of them joined together, called themselves the Sith, and just sought power instead of being Jedi. And Sith aren't necessarily quite like the Sith of canon, so it's definitely interesting. So I don't really know how it fits in because the Jedi apparently formed the Empire, so I'm not sure exactly if these are First Order Stormtroopers. They definitely have the appearance of First Order Stormtroopers, but we'll figure out more when the novel comes out, which I plan on doing a video covering that once the novel releases. Anyways, getting sidetracked, these First Order Stormtroopers, or bandits wearing First Order armor, attack the village, and their chief, who's a little kid, is able to buy enough time for the town's guards to fight off the bandits, which just a roundup of the guards that we see. There's a Trandoshan, like melee warrior, which is pretty cool to see. There's a RA-7 protocol droid that has like a minigun, which was pretty cool to see as well. And there's a Tusken Raider sniper, which that was pretty cool. I thought he was about to go off, but he got killed, unfortunately. There are those three. Oh, a Doug in a pro droid, kind of strange, but, and I thought there was one more, but I think that may have just been it. But then they all get killed by, there's also a Gran. He's the only one that did not die, the Gran. But the leader of these bandits is a female Sith, which StarWars.com calls her just Sith Bandit Leader. We don't really have a name for any of these characters, but anyways, she comes and kills pretty much all of the guards of the town, and then Ronin comes in. They have a little battle, and she's surprised that he's a Sith with a red lightsaber. But yeah, they eventually duel it out. Ronin gets the upper hand and kills her after he tricks her in a waterfall, which is a pretty cool sequence. And yeah, that was pretty much the episode. It's very simplistic. That's the thing I've noticed so far, is the plot for these is kind of simplistic, which when you've only got 15 minutes to tell the story, it kind of makes sense. But I thought it was really good, and the thing with these is more so the style it is approached in, the way it is approached, and not really the story per se. So it was really cool to see the Japanese anime take on Star Wars, and a lot of the anime elements that we see at play here. The waterfall visuals, the music is another thing that really stood out to me, and just the style that the short was made in. Like, it has grainy effects, like it's an old black and white movie, which I feel like is kind of an homage to the Seven Samurai, which inspired Star Wars. And another thing on the animation, it really reminded me of the 1978 Lord of the Rings animated movie by Ralph Bakshi, because that movie had a blend of like traditional animation like you would see in an older Disney movie, but it also had some like cel shaded live action characters, but they were still animated, but it just had like a shaded grainy kind of look, and that's the animation style that this episode had. It was just something that I caught on to early on that it really reminded me of. Yeah, like I said, the episode, the style it was presented, it was very well made. The whole fight sequence, like it was short and not very complex, but it was done perfectly. And this, I think, so far, I've only seen a couple episodes so far. I haven't watched through the entire series, but from what I've seen, this is definitely my favorite episode so far. One of the later episodes, The Ninth Jedi, is the one that people seem to enjoy the most. But this one I've seen up there. If The Ninth Jedi is better than this, then I cannot wait for that episode, because this one, definitely the best of the ones I've seen so far. And I'd hope to eventually, because we're getting a novel based on this, which shows that their Lucasfilm is not shutting the door on these stories, and they're opening doors to continue them. So I'm hoping if we get a second season of Star Wars Visions, or one of these companies is able to make a whole series devoted to one episode, that this would be one that gets it, because I really enjoyed the character, and the only thing I could see being a setback is that it's kind of similar to The Mandalorian, just it's about a Sith instead, which I feel like that would be different enough where it's following a lone Force user, but also, I don't know if they'd want something that close to The Mandalorian as a ongoing series. But yeah, overall, this was a very good episode. I can't wait to dive into the other episodes. Like I said, I already watched the next few episodes. The next one is Tatooine Rhapsody, which, very interesting. I won't talk about that anymore because that is going to be the next episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my other videos, including, like I said, reviews for the rest of the episodes of this series and the overall series recap once I finish. And if you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check out Star Wars Visions. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but each episode very short, very easy to get into. You just might find an episode that you really like. Like this one, I didn't expect to like this as much as I did. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.